first thing that you will need to do with this project is you need to create a foundation chain. And with this particular scarf that I'm doing, I don't count the number of chains. It doesn't matter. You can have an odd number, you can have an even number. There's no problem with that at all. You just have to make sure you have the length that you're looking for in terms of your scarf. So do your chains to reflect the length you're looking for, because we're going to be working along the long way of the scarf, not the width of the scarf. Okay, so we're going to do a slip knot to be able to do our foundation chain. And that's how I do my slip knot. Just gonna repeat that again. So that's my yarn. So as you can notice, and if you follow me or you're subscribed to my channel, you will notice that I actually wrap the yarn on my finger like that. It's just a way for me to control my yarn, but you can hold your yarn however you find comfortable for you. To do a slip knot, I pretty much flip my hand like this, and with my middle finger like that, I hold the yarn like this with my middle finger and my thumb. I loop the yarn around so that I create this X on the back of my in the inside of my thumb like that. Then I take my middle finger again, I hold it and make sure it's tight like that. Okay, I slip it off my my thumb and I still hold it like that. I take my crochet hook, I put it through the circle, I loop over the yarn like that, I bring it through the hole like that, I let go and I pull the tail. That's how I do my slip knot. Okay, but you can do it however you find comfortable. This is just how I do it. So if you're a beginner and you're trying to learn, you can either use it like this or you can do it other ways that other crocheters are doing it. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and create our chains. Okay, now the other reason why I use a big crochet hook is because I want to create loose chains so that it's easy to do our first row when we go ahead and do our first row. Because if you use a smaller crochet hook, you're going to struggle a lot working through this foundation chain for your first row. Okay, so like I said, you can tell I'm not counting at all. There's no need to count. I'm just going to create a chain that is as long as I want for the length of my scarf. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I'm going to do about 70 inches long, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but around 70 inches long. And when I'm there, I am going to stop and we're going to go ahead and start our first row. So go ahead and create your chain and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I have about 70 inches of the chain that I've made here. So as you can see, that's everything I have on camera. The first row, you have your chain here, okay? And we're going to flip the chain like this to the back, and as you can see, there are these little bridges on the back, these little I guess loops in the back that we're gonna be working through that. And so when you hold your chain like this, you just have to give it a pivot like that and then hold it like this. And now this is the first stitch from the hook here. In the second one, if you flip it, this is the second one here. We're going to do a half double crochet in that stitch. Okay, so we're just going to go in like so, and then you will have 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's a half double crochet, and then you're going to repeat that, go into the next stitch, do a half double crochet, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and then you're going to yarn over, go through all 3 loops. And that's pretty much what you're going to be doing along. So we're working back along the chain that we just made, just like that. Okay, so as you can see, this is a few of my half double crochet that I just did here. And so you're going to do this all along this chain that we created. It's quite long. So when you get to the end, when you do your very last half double crochet in this last stitch here, come back and I'll show you how to go ahead and start off with row 2. Okay, so see you in a bit. Okay, so we're at the end of row 1 here. I just have one more half double crochet here to do, and then we should be able to move on to our second row. There you go. So that's the end of the row, just like that. Okay, and now what I'll do to start second row is I'll do a chain 2, just like that. Turn my work over, so we're working on the back. And now here we're going to do a half double crochet but going only in the back loop. Okay, so I'll show you what that is like. So we're going to yarn over, and in the very next stitch after the chain 2 we're going to go in the back loop, and we're going to do our half double crochet just like that. Okay, so yarn over, go in the back loop, bring the yarn back, yarn over, go through all 3 loops on the hook. Okay, and this is pretty much a repeat for the next 3 rows, because this is, we're going to do this for 4 rows total. So this is 1, this is 2, and then you do 2 more, and then we're going to change the pattern from that point on, and we're going to change the color as well. Okay, so go ahead and do your half double crochets in the back loop. And so this is what we're doing when we do it in the back loop. As you can see, it creates that bump here. Okay, it creates like that, looks like a bridge, and on this side is the opposite side, it creates a valley just like that. But when we reverse, this is going to be a valley right here with the next row, and then a bump on that side. So it just creates that nice beautiful looking design. Okay, so go ahead and do the next, after you finish the second row, do 2 more rows to make it 4 rows total, and then come back and I will show you how to change the color and how to do a different stitch altogether. And also, just an FYI, if you're new to my channel or my videos, when I work in the back loop with any stitch, whether it's a single stitch in the back loop, a half double crochet in the back loop, a double crochet in the back loop, treble crochet in the back loop, whatever it is that I'm doing in the back loop, I do it until I get to this second last stitch. In the final stitch, which is right here, I go through both as opposed to just the back. So don't forget to do that. When you go through both the loops here, do your half double crochet in both loops, and then you will chain 2, turn your work, and then pretty much repeat what we just did over here. And then you get to the end, you do the same, and you repeat. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Do your 4 rows of these half double crochet in the back loop. Then when you're done, come back and I will show you what to do next. Thank you. See you in a bit. Okay, so I have completed my 4 rows of the back loop half double crochet here. So as you can see, this is how it looks like. So I've done this for the whole scarf, the length of the scarf. And for the next row, which is number 5, we're going to change the color. So I will also just finish this last stitch here because I didn't finish that, and because it's the last one, we're going to be going through both loops just like that. Okay, and then when you have 3 loops on the hook like that, we're going to bring in the color that you're changing to. Okay, just so we can change the color to this gray one. Okay, and I'm going to hold this. I have 3 loops on the hook like that. I'm going to take the yarn, the color that we're changing it to, and I'm going to pull it through like that, and then I'm going to chain 1 for now like that. Okay, so that's how I'm going to change the color for this project. So I have 1 chain, and then we're going to do 3 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and that is going to start off our treble crochet, and then we're going to turn our work, so we're working on the back side like that. And to start my treble crochet, I'm going to yarn over once, yarn over twice, so I end up with 3 loops on the hook like that. I'm going to skip 1 stitch. In the next stitch, I'm going to go in there, and then I'm going to pull over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2, yarn over, go through the next 2. So that's my first treble crochet there, and then I'm going to loop it twice again, and from the back of the stitch that we skipped, we're going to go through the back and bring it in, and then do another treble crochet in that stitch. Okay, so we're going to be doing, so just like that. So we're going to be skipping one stitch, doing the next one, working into the next stitch, and then for the second one we go to the one that we skipped to create this crisscross like this. Okay, so I'll do that a couple more times to show you how to do it. So we're going to yarn over twice. You will end up with 3 loops on the hook. You skip this stitch. In the next stitch you go through this stitch like that, bring it back. You have 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the next two, the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, yarn over, go through the final 2 like that. And then we're going to do the next treble crochet, go through the back of the next stitch, and you're going through both loops, not the back loop only. Okay, and you're going to bring it back. You have 4 loops on the hook like that, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Okay, so that's how you do your crisscross treble crochet. Okay, I'll show you one more time, and then I'll let you work along your row doing the exact same thing. So we're going to yarn over, go into the second stitch from the last one, and then yarn over, go through the back, just like that. One more, skip one, go in the next one, okay, yarn over twice, go in the back of the one you skipped. Oops, there you go. And that's how your 5th row should look like. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and continue this pattern all the way along your scarf here until you get to the end. So when you get to the end here, come back and I will show you. We're going to change the color again back to this blue, so I will show you how to go ahead and do that, and then we will work our 4 half double crochet in the back loop again. But this is the last yarn that we have, the blue one. We're just going to cut that. I forgot to cut that here, so we're just going to cut that off here so that we can release the blue color for now. Okay, all right, so go ahead and build up the row of this treble crochet to the end, then come back. When we get to the end, we'll change the color back to this blue so we can repeat the half double crochet in the back loop. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, now that we are done the 5th row, which is the crisscross treble crochet, so as you can see, I've done all of it as my row 5 here. Okay, I have one more to go, so I just finished a crisscross treble crochet here, and the last one we're going to do is just right on top of the final stitch right here. So we're skipping this one and we're going right into the last one here. So we're going to do our treble crochet in that stitch, which is the final stitch for this row, just like that. Okay, so as you can see, just like we did at the beginning, so this is the beginning of this stitch. We had just the chain 4 that I did at first for the beginning of this row. It counts as our treble crochet, and then we started with our crisscross treble crochets all along, and so we end the project the same way, where we have the treble crochet and then we end it with a regular treble crochet at the end. Okay, all right, so this is where we're going to change our color. Now just quickly before I do that, if you look at work at this point, it looks like the scarf is curving in like this, and don't worry about it, it's going to straighten itself when you do the next rows. And that is just because this is a tight stitch here, and then we did a loose stitch, which makes it kind of look like this is looser than this, and it curves inwards like this. See, like if I just left it down like this, it's not straight, it's curving in like this, but that's absolutely fine. It will fix itself at the end. Okay, all right, so we're going to bring our scissors in so we can cut that off right there, and then we're going to bring in our blue back, So we're going to bring in our navy blue back, and I'm going to show you just to change that color really quick there. So as you can see, we're just going to undo this part here. So we're going to go back like this, and instead of yarning over with the same color, because we're changing the color here, we're going to go ahead and yarn over and pull the color we're changing to, like that. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain 2, turn our work, and this is where we're going to repeat this pattern here. We're going to repeat what we did here for the next 4 rows. So we're going to do our half double crochet in every stitch across this row, and we don't do it in the back loop for this row. We're going to start the back loop in the second row of this blue. Okay, so we're just going to go right in and do our half double crochet, and we're going through both loops like that. Okay, so when we do this back the half double crochet here is going to straighten the curve that we just talked about. So okay, so you're going to pretty much do this all the way to the end of this row, and I'm going to let you guys build up the 4 rows for this for this blue color. Okay, so you're going to do this all the way until you get to this end here. Okay, when you get to this end here, you're going to do your very last half double crochet in the top of the chain 4 that we did earlier for the treble crochet. In the 4th chain here, you're going to do your your last half double crochet, chain 2, turn your work around, and then in the very next stitch beside the chain 2, you're going to start working in the back loop of your work. Okay, so we're going to repeat what we did here for the next 4 rows. So go ahead and do that, and when you have 4 rows of this, come back, and then I will show you guys how to do the next row. Okay, and we're going to change the color again, so I'll show you guys how to do that in the next changing of color, and we're going to change the pattern there as well. We're going to change the stitch. Okay, so go ahead and build your work up, do 4 rows, and then I'll see you when you're finished. Okay, see you in a bit. All right, so we have completed the 4 rows in this navy blue color here, and it's time to change the color. But before we do that, I have one final stitch here to work into, and we're going to do our half double crochet in that stitch. Okay, but instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3 like this, we're going to change our color here. Okay, we're going to go back to the gray color. So what we will do is we will leave it like that, and then we will take our scissors and cut it right there, and then we will bring in our gray color so we can connect that. Then we'll move on to the next row. Okay, so for this here, we'll just kind of hold the strand for the blue off like that. We'll take the gray, pull it through, and then chain 1 just to secure it for now, just like that. Okay, and then to move on to the next row, we're going to change the pattern a little bit. So we're going to chain a total of 4. So we have 1 already, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, then we're going to turn our work so we can work from this side. And what we're going to do here is from the very first stitch here and all along this row, we're going to do treble crochet. Okay, so you're going to yarn over twice, and then you're going to pull it through 2 loops, go ahead and pull it through the next 2 loops, and then go ahead and pull it through the final 2 loops. Okay, so that's treble crochet right there, and we're going to do that into the next stitch as well. And keep in mind, you're going through both loops, so we're not working in the back loop only anymore. For now, we're going to go through both loops like so. Okay, so your treble crochet, that's how you do it. And keep in mind too, so we did the treble crochet in this row here, but we did the crisscross, with these here, we're not doing the crisscross, we're just going all along the scarf by doing the treble crochet. So we're just creating a little bit of a different pattern in the middle, and then we're going to change it back to this blue color. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a few more with you here, and then I'll let you guys go ahead and finish the row with the treble crochet before we can change the color back. So this pattern here, I know we're changing the color a lot, but I think it's nice that we're going to do these two colors in this variation like this. Okay, so treble crochet, yarn over twice, go into your stitch, bring it back, yarn over, go through the first two, go through the first two, the next two, go through the final two, and that's how you do your treble crochet. Okay, so I'll let you guys go ahead and work these up. So that's how it looks like. Okay, so we did our half double crochet and back loop, we did our crisscross treble crochet, our half double crochet back loop, and then now we're doing just a treble crochet row before we change it back and go back to this pattern here. Okay, oopsie, and just like that. Okay, and I like this because it works up quick. You can literally have this scarf done in about 3 hours. Okay, so I'll let you guys go ahead and complete this row, which is just a treble crochet row all the way to the end. When you get to the end, come back and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we are at the end of doing this treble crochet row. I have one more to go here, and so I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. And again, we're going to be changing the color. So I'm going to do the first and the second, and for this final one, we're going to be changing the color. So I will take these off here. We're gonna go ahead and change it into the blue. But what we will do first is cut the gray off. Okay, so we're going to bring in the blue color here, the navy blue, so we can connect it, and then we will go ahead and start our 12th row. We already have 11 rows. Oops, there you go. So I'm going to hold this here like this, and I have the blue one that I'm going to be connecting, and I'm just going to hold this and then bring that in. Oopsie. Let's bring that in like that. Okay, and then we're going to do a chain one for now. Now, just to make sure that this is staying tight here, what we can also just do is pull the blue and then pull the gray, and it makes it nice and tight like that. And we will weave in all the ends here at the end. Okay, so we have this chain one already. We're going to do another chain, so it makes it chain two. Okay, we're going to turn our work like so, and then this is where we're going to repeat this blue row here. We're going to do the half double crochets. We're not going through the back loop for now yet. We're doing this first row of the blue color in the regular half double crochet. So we're going through both loops on each space like that. On each stitch we're going through both instead of just the back for now. Okay, so we're going to repeat pretty much what we did here. Okay, and then when we finish this row, we get all the way to this end, here. When we do our very last half double crochet up here, we're going to chain two, turn our work, and then we go right straight to going into the back loop, just pretty much how we did it here. And then we're going to do a total of 4 rows with this color, and then we're going to change the color and go back to doing the crisscross treble crochet, and then we're going to finish off with 4 more rows of the half double crochet in the back loop for the final 3. The first one we don't, the final 3 we do the back loop. Okay, So since you know what to do here, I'm just gonna quickly recap for you, and then I will be off camera so that you can work and get your work done off camera, and when you come back we'll pretty much be wrapping up the scarf. So we have done these 4 rows here. The first row is the regular half double crochet, and then the next 3 we worked through the back loop only. We changed our yarn to this gray, and we did treble crochets all across the scarf, and then we changed back into the blue color. The first row of the blue is regular half double crochet, just the same as we're doing here now, and then the next 3 half double crochet in the back loop. Okay, and then we changed into this gray color again, and we did regular treble crochet, and then now we're repeating this from here to here. Okay, so we have 9 more rows to go. See, this is the first of the 9 rows to go. So you're going to be doing this, this, and then finally wrapping it up with this, but we're working backwards. So we're going to have this, this, and then you're finishing it off like that. Okay, so go ahead and complete your work. Repeat what we did from row 1 to row 9. Okay, and when you get to row 9, come back and we should be wrapping up our work. So I'll see you guys when you get there. Okay. Okay, so I am at the end of this scarf. As you can see here, I have pretty much come to the very final stitch of the whole project. So what I will do on camera with you is just do that final stitch here, and then we will end the project together. So again, we're doing our half double crochet, but we're going through both loops because it's the final one of the row, and then we're just going to go ahead and finish that off like that. Now I'm going to take my scissors. We're going to cut the yarn right there. Okay, and then we're going to fasten these off and pull just to make it tight. Okay, and that's pretty much the end of our work here. So as you can see, when I last showed you how to do this middle stitch here, which is the treble crochet, and then I told you to repeat these rows here, which is pretty much this here. So we just pretty much duplicated this side on this other side, separated by this treble crochet in the middle. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So hopefully you have something that looks similar to this. If you're a beginner and it doesn't look quite like this, just kind of review your work and see what's going on, what you did wrong, and things like that. But it should pretty much look like this. Both sides look exactly identical. There's no right side or the back side. Okay, now that we have this final strand here, what I'll do is I'll just kind of knot it up like this. And I'll usually do it more than once, maybe just 2, like so, to close that section off fully. And then I will go ahead and take my scissors and cut this strand off. There you go. And as you can see, I have already cut off all the strands from where we joined the work. So I've already done all of that. I didn't weave it in, I just pretty much did what I did here. As you can see, you may be able to see that little knot there. Okay, but because this color is kind of, it has that dirty effect to it, it doesn't really make it pop that there's a knot here, which is okay. All right, and that's it. So this is pretty much the end of this project. Now if you want to put like fringes in it, like tassels, you can go ahead and put your tassels here. If you're also looking to do pockets, you could probably add pockets to the scarf and it will become your pocket scarf. But that's pretty much it. So this is the end of it. I will show you quickly the other one that I showed you guys in the intro of this video. This is the one I did here. This is actually an order for a client. Okay, so as you can see here, I decided to do this one in one color, and I thought I would do this one in a multicolor like this, just to see how the pattern comes in the different ways of doing it. But that's pretty much it. I actually really like this one here. It's one of my favorite colors. This deep dark red is almost like wine red. I love it so much. But this is an order for the client. The other thing quickly to show you is, like I said, they're both the same size because I did the exact same thing. As you can see, it's about, I believe, so 2 to 8, 8, 16, 17, 18, 19. There's 19 rows total here. Okay, so if we were to measure these just to see how long it is, it's about 9 inches. Okay, as you can see here, it's about, yeah, about 9 inches wide, and I told you guys it's 70 inches long. And that was the measurement that this client gave me, and I decided to just do the exact same one in the one that I showed you guys how to do. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video with me. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and also don't forget to hit the notification button, because if you subscribe but you don't hit the notification button, you actually do not get notified when I have a video go up. So if you want to be notified as well, make sure you hit the notification button. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Ciao, ciao.